Town of Log Lane Village Notice of Special Meeting, August 12th, 2026. The time is 6:40 PM, 202 Birch Street, Log Lane Village, Colorado, 80705. Roll call. Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Robin. Here. And here. For the record, it's 5:40. Did I say six? Did I say 6:40?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the correction. If we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, special meeting, line item 1, discussion regarding financing and loan options for the potential acquisition of the O'Neill properties. If you guys feel that we could possibly go into an executive session, if we. So the board may vote to convene into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, section 4A, to determine negotiation positions, develop negotiation strategy, instruct negotiators regarding the potential acquisition of the O'Neill properties, and pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, 4B, for a conference with the town attorney to receive legal advice on specific contract and loan terms.
Yeah, and I can just add a little bit there. I don't care either way if we go into executive session or not. If it's an open session, obviously it's recorded and posted, and I don't know that we're going to get into sort of specifics of like, should we offer this or should we get to this price for this discussion? I could certainly see that down the line. But if we start to get there, or at any point it's sort of like anyone feels like I don't want to say that out loud publicly, but I would want to say it to my fellow, board members in private for strategy or negotiation, then at that point we should take a vote and see if an executive session is appropriate. Was my thought. But if you guys know off the bat that we're going to be talking about very sensitive stuff, then we should do that now. But to me, it seemed like in broad strokes, we're not going to be giving anything away or risking the deal necessarily.
I'm not opposed to, I don't think we need it. I don't know if anybody else feels differently. Okay.
And again, if we get into some tricky stuff, we can do it at that point.
I think just give me.
The only thing I have is for number 1, obtain an independent appraiser. Do we know what appraiser?
We wouldn't get one, the bank would, yeah. The only thing that I need tonight to take all of this to the bank is a vote that we actually are wanting to buy. If for 600,000 for 2 lots, it's not 3 lots. The house and the field part is 1 lot. The shed is on another.
And the shed workshop.
Yeah, and that is in Log Lane. The house and the field land is something we would have to annex in.
Okay, but I don't think that that's where we're at. We were advised that per Dan, that we could not just vote for us to go ahead and do this, that there was legal steps that we needed to take because, for the purchase of the property, which, do you want to go ahead and repeat what you advised?
Yeah, sure. And the memo is there. I did read it right before this meeting, and I will say like it's not inaccurate, but it's a little stronger or more forceful than as new facts have come to light. I think I would be less strong in some of my wording, but it does not change the fact that there are sort of certain steps. First being that fair market value appraisal. It is okay if the bank or someone else orders it, we just want it to be sort of a reputable firm. But the point of that would just be to establish a price. I don't know if it would come back at 450 or I didn't quite hear what the other number was, but we can't kind of get to the deal points until we know the sale price or the town will not be able to offer kind of more than market value. It can certainly go less than, or there's room for negotiation there. So that would be step one, as well as that public purpose. I don't think I really had any details when I wrote that, but it sounds like there's at least the envisioning of holding town events out there or utilizing the space. I don't know, it's not the greatest analogy, but sort of like a county fairgrounds or even to some degree like future like expansion, like and not necessarily for the town, but you could move buildings out there, or you could have a park or something like that. If those purposes exist and the price is right now, towns do have the ability to sort of purchase land even though you're not ready to spend money to develop the land for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. It's just again, it's in your guys' as electeds interest to say, hey, we think this is a smart move for the town given what we know about and what we project for the future. So yeah, first step would be that fair market appraisal. The structure of the loan is a giant piece, right? And I just don't have any details. I haven't seen even like sort of draft proposals, but the Tabor considerations are just what we would run into for a strictly like the town takes on debt requires a vote. You like have to hold an election and put it up to the whole town to see if they agree with the purchase. A different kind of structured loan that purchase to lead or purchase agreement um, avoids Tabor, but I don't know if that changes the terms or the price or what the bank's willingness to loan the money would be, or if other banks are, I have no degree what level of conversation has taken place yet about the structure of the deal. Um, but it is viable. I think I did say that in my thing, but I think it's more viable than I had maybe appreciated without all the facts. So does that make sense or any questions, concerns, confusion for me?
Well, what I'm saying is we can't do anything with the bank until we do a vote to actually want to buy the land. We just talked about it.
So I see here, do we still have to do a formal ordinance?
We would do that like that's far down the line of the steps. That would like effectuate the deal or, give someone the ability to finally sign the loan to the bank. We don't have on this item like an action item. It's just discussion, but continuing to discuss with the bank what a deal would look like is not an action item. So if there is interest in continuing the deal that comes forth from this discussion, you are okay to continue discussions with the bank to, get a draft agreement or have them. I hear what you're saying. Like they want to know that you're gonna go forward with the deal. I don't think we can ever give them that until we're voting to sign the loan. But you can certainly say we have interest. We will look into negotiating a deal with you that I will take back to the board for their final vote and approval. Um, but yeah, I mean, the deal could fall apart if on that at that vote people don't vote for it, and that's just always going to be the case with a town trying to buy a property. Does that make sense, or did I add confusion there?
So is
is there any scenario where we would not have to wait on like an actual public vote?
If
Because I've heard that we have to have.
if they can, or you cut out a little bit on that last part. What was your final question?
So is there any scenario where we would not have to actually hold a public vote by the community in order to purchase this property? If we
Yeah.
decide, hey, this is what they're wanting for it, this is what it's worth, this is what we want to pay for it. Is where in there is a scenario where we don't have to wait for a public election?
Yeah, so that just again the litmus test there, or the coin flip, is if the bank loan, assuming the town needs a loan, right, which I think would be almost a necessity.
Yeah.
The structure of the loan, if it's a traditional loan where the city takes on debt, there's no way around avoiding the election. But if it can be structured as that lease to purchase type of an arrangement, and again, that's not like that's a substantive change to the loan terms. So the bank may not entertain it, or the town may say, hey, if it's structured this way, we don't really like the way that payment schedule looks or the interest rate. But if it is structured that way, it does not need an election. It could be done by a board vote.
What if we were to be able to attain an FHA loan? Or I'm sorry, a USDA loan?
I'd have to look at the specifics, but again, like the crux of the issue is if the town is taking on an actual debt, where, and the idea is that, TABOR stands for Taxpayer Bill of Rights, and it's that the citizens or the taxpayers of Log Lane cannot like give you the right to make those decisions for them. It's required that every taxpayer gets the chance to make the decision about debtedness for the city. Again, and that's why the structure of the loan is key, and it's possible a USDA loan would have the same flexibility, but if it's taking on debt, it would still have to go to an election.
I have a question on the election. Is it majority rule, or does a percentage of the community have to participate for it to be viable? What is that standard?
I think it is I'll do some quick research right now, but I think it's just no limit on, or no minimum number of voters, and just the majority rules.
Rules? Okay. It's easier. So,
So then I'm confused. So then we cannot make a vote then. We can only discuss to agree that she can move forward and discuss this
with the bank.
with the bank.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say like we're splitting hairs, but you do have to have a vote to take a formal action, and I'm just not seeing a formal action here.
Well, we had already had a formal action prior to on another meeting.
Yeah, again, so I think I would say if there's a consensus, right, without polling or taking a vote, but just that the spirit in the room is that there's still interest in the viability of this deal, right? I'm not hearing anyone say, no, we shouldn't spend the money that way, or no, we shouldn't even investigate. Then I think it's perfectly fine to continue the discussions or bring back my concerns or my legal, questions, or have the bank provide their side of the opinion. I presume this isn't kind of new news to them, but I'm not hearing anything that would stop you. Huh?
Bank is not going to do anything with this loan until they have something from the board that says that we agree to buy this. That's what I'm saying. I just need something to says that we are agreeing to buy this before we can even do anything with the loan.
Well,
Anything.
that is an impossibility. Like, you can't take a vote to say that you'll buy something without.
No, if, that the board approves, not the people, just the board is what the bank wants.
But
I,
how,
I think I mean, we can't on this meeting, but we could have a resolution that says that the board supports continuing discussions or negotiations for the deal, but that's about as strong as you could say. And the like, I mean, I'm happy to talk to the bank, but legally, there's not a way for us to give them any more certainty than that. And again, that shouldn't, I don't know what degree of experience the bank has with these types of loans, but this is not like out of left field. Like if they've ever loaned to a municipality, they would experience the same type of requirement.
Well, I'm sure this isn't the first city that they have dealt with.
So yeah,
How did-
I'd love to look at an example or have them provide what has worked in a past deal, but
Involved.
Because it wasn't that long ago that we purchased this property on Cedar
I know,
and
on Birch.
Birch.
did we take loans for those?
No.
No,
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference.
There's the difference. You don't have to put it to the vote of the, citizens. If we're not taking a vote, I mean, taking out a loan. The Tabor Act covers because the
Yeah.
city is gonna acquire a debt. That
Right.
we have.
But that's what I'm saying. The bank's not going to even look at the loan. They're not gonna look at anything at all until they get something that says that everybody here agrees
Then
to
I-
buy this land.
Right, and that's where Dan would come in, because he said he would be happy to talk to the loan officer to explain why we can't do that legally, because it would be illegal for us to do that.
We can't put it on the ballot for this upcoming election.
Yeah, we're a little late on that.
I don't know if it was late, I could find out, but
I'm pretty sure the deadline already passed because we
I
had
think
to
it
fill
did too.
something out. I remember a few months ago that we weren't putting anything on.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we were to work out a lease purchase
Now, that you can do,
with O'Neill?
a lease to own, do it a lease.
Yes, yes.
That's,
Well, I don't think that they're wanting, because his brothers, because there's the three boys. And his brothers they're wanting to get this deal done because they want their money. They want to be done with all of this. So I don't think that they're going to do a lease purchase on
but not
that.
a private one where they're financing it,
So,
a lease purchase through the bank justifies the need. The brothers will get their money and be gone. And we're actually kind of doing the lease purchase from the bank. So the bank owns the deed, not the brothers. They're the ones that are inquiring risk. Am I correct, Dan?
Yeah, yes, you nailed it.
So therefore, the brothers, the owner and the brothers get their money. They're gone, they're done. They've washed their hands of it. It's the lease to own is with the bank. And maybe we talk to the loan officer about that, because banks have done that before.
okay,
And it releases, I mean, the bank doesn't lose anything. If we default on the loan, they have the property,
great.
they bought it out. We're not gonna default, it's safe. But that's the one way we can bypass having a public election.
Because if we keep screwing around with this, we're gonna end up losing the property altogether.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, so.
And I should mention too, and I don't know that it's all that helpful because it does just take time. And I'm hearing time is not on our side necessarily. But you do not have to wait for regularly scheduled election. It's a lot of work and cost to hold a special election. But you could set your own date for that type of an election if that is the path to go
I'm
down.
not willing to pay that much money
Yeah,
for that. with the, I don't, special election. So. Okay. Well, we keep messing around with this though, and we are gonna lose the land.
Do you want to try that option then to see if?
We can't.
If not, then I don't know what we're gonna do.
And he doesn't want to sell the land separate, huh?
No.
No, he wants all three, all the two lots together. Just, he wants to be done with it. No, and if we're not gonna take it, then he's going to put it out there.
And but if he happens to drop down, we're still working on it. It might buy us some time to get what done.
So, true.
It more for just my knowledge. You
Mark.
mentioned you were mentioning 3 properties, and I think you said one is in town. One of
Oh,
There's two
Two
properties.
properties. The one is already in Log Lake.
okay. And is this the one that is not that potentially would need to be annexed? Is it contiguous or is it extraterritorial?
It's the house and the field land.
But is it adjacent to the other lot or is there?
No.
Yes, adjacent?
Yes.
Okay, okay. That simplifies the annexation process a little bit, so.
yeah, it
So,
would
yeah,
be
the
continued.
annexing in, I'm not worried about that at all,
Sure.
but,
Okay,
okay,
are we ready to go, move on?
Yeah.
Line item 2, discussion regarding police department staffing proposals, including officer promotions, chief/interim chief and sergeant, and department wage adjustments. Or is this board meeting decision checklist?
That was just, I put that together for this whole thing.
Do you want to kick it off?
I can.
I don't know if that's something, is that like a voting approve? Oh, okay,
That's just more for like the notes.
Oh, okay.
That's not your agreement.
okay.
So it's more just kind of following the numbers sheet before.
Okay,
I don't know what you guys are feeling, are there anybody's thoughts or ideas or?
Well, I may have misunderstood your intentions or what your goal path was previously. So when we had our discussion, I know you and I had a discussion months ago about how you were not ready for, anything, chief wise. You wanted a little more time under your belt. And so that's how I presented it.
Right.
Okay, so you need to let these guys know what your intentions are going forward, what your goals are. I will say, I do wanna, this is where I wanna just throw my 2 cents in. These guys aren't just patrolling. They are actually making strides to, bring our community together. They're cleaning up. If nobody's noticed, lately, we've had a lot of drug overdoses. Fort Morgan's having drug overdoses. They're doing a lot of investigative stuff here locally. I can't say too much, but
Right.
I mean, these guys aren't just patrolling. They're actually working through this community. They're bringing other resources in to help them. This is not the same police department we had before or have had before. So keep that in mind, as Alec presents what he wants to talk to you about. I mean, these guys are kicking ass and taking names.
So previously, I kind of wanted some time to learn how to be a police officer.
But we're kind of at a point where that's not possible. Um, It's been a little bit of a stressful battle, trying to learn how to do all these things to keep our department running. Thankfully, Sharp, the Fort Morgan Sheriff's Office, Brush, Wiggins, they've all come down, showed me how to do things, taught me ways to do it, this, that, and the other. Looking at everything that we've been doing, I kind of gave which one's it gonna be? Third page. That's gonna show the 10th of every month. So it'll be month 1 will be April, May, June, July. That's showing you our calls for service. So myself and Brandon at this point have been doing 87% of the call volume for long range. I don't want to make this seem like an attack of any notion toward our previous employee, but basing off the numbers,
But
me and Brandon taking over the department, we didn't decrease in our call volumes. Like, we still are out there doing what we need to do and now managing the department. Because month 4 is the entire 30-day stretch that Pedro was not here. As far as like budgeting and stuff goes, I know we have a $261,000 budget in our salary. That budget is actually for four full-time post officers. We pre-budgeted that last year. That's still something that's available within that budget. Let's see what page that. So that's going to be the second page. I don't know how we achieved yet. That's probably going to take me the rest of the year to learn and figure out with talking to our local agencies. I have reached out to my academy instructors from when I was last year. I have multiple chiefs, retired chiefs, and I've gotten a bunch of people sending me resources, sending me just ways to do things. So, and learn.
Do you know what certifications you'll need in order to achieve that status?
Technically, leading the department, I don't need any of those certifications. Now, do they help? Like FTO? We don't have an FTO. We've technically never had an FTO. So that's something that myself or Brandon is going to have to go and learn to be able to train and hire new officers. Long run, I think having a 4-officer department, a chief, a sergeant, and 2 patrols, as well as 1 admin assistant for the office, is like the ceiling. Anything more than that will be too money. But as of right now, within probably the next 2 years, I don't see us hiring any other patrol officers. Because we have to get our training before we get somebody else on it.
Unless we were to find someone
There's a lot of them.
that was already
Right.
It's amazing.
post-certified and a police officer.
You know, and
They would already have to have that training done somewhere else.
as far as kind of that relational side of things goes, just make me interim for this year, see how we do. If you like the direction I'm pushing the department, I'd be more than happy to take that position.
So I think we like the direction you're taking it. We just want to make sure that you like the direction that you're going.
I wanted more time.
Because the worst thing that we would want to happen right now is for you to get totally burnt out.
That 3-week stretch of I was working the entire 3 weeks was a lot. That was difficult. But sometimes we have to do that. That's what we have to do. So. but I'm willing to step into that position and take it over and do it.
We do need to discuss, I think that's a great idea. In fact, Robin had brought that up as well, you know, I mean, give it till the end of the year and then see how you're feeling about it. I mean, I think you're doing amazing and I want you to keep, you know, doing what you're doing. But we definitely need to discuss, different wages.
We'll not only discuss different wages, but there's the subject that never got discussed, and that was the rental,
Which rental?
The police.
the police department.
And is, you know, looking at that, I mean, the police department uses it, the police department's responsible for it. Goes out of our budget. That's the only thing I can say.
So the apartment rental.
The apartment.
The
Oh,
apartment.
I was like, renting what? What is
It needs a lot of work.
Well, not only that, but there was, if we
Matter of
go,
the
if we,
utilities.
the utilities and whatnot, that never, we didn't do that because of the other employee, and
Right.
so it was just something that just got swept under the rug, so to say. But if we're gonna move forward, then it needs to be addressed that way. If we're gonna start fresh, then we're gonna do it the right way, so.
And given it's right, August, I use it basically 4 months. To see where any gaps. might
But we
be.
need to discuss different wages right now. I mean, for the work that they're doing right now, or that he's doing right now, I think the 63 that we talked about is not,
I got shunned at 65.
I know.
And my problem, and I have a big problem with this whole situation and the fact that we need, and it's no offense to you, but we need somebody to come in here that has experience and train the guys that we have. So at some point they can get to where they need to be. Our town is at a big risk currently with our police department, the way that it is, in my opinion. And there just needs to be somebody in here that can hire other people in, that can do the things that need to be done, not us build up to them.
Well, I don't want to see anybody else brought in at this point. These guys are, you know, they've gone through their training. They're reaching out to let me finish. They're reaching out to their instructors for gaps in their knowledge. They are, you know, we have other agencies that are now willing to help them fill the gaps. Like when we have, if they need help, if they need extra coverage, there's, you know, I mean, these guys are getting a lot of help from outside agencies. You know, I mean, they've just completed the, you know, the most up-to-date classes and training. They were both sergeants in school, in their classes.
You don't make a rookie a chief.
What?
You don't make a rookie a chief.
Well, this rookie is doing more than the chief was doing
Well,
and is more knowledgeable.
I do agree with that 100%.
Let me chime in as an ex-police officer. We had a lot of years in the street.
Okay.
Alex, what month are you on now?
The academy?
Yeah.
Monthly.
Okay. How long was your academy?
Academy was, September, 4.5 months.
Okay. 4.5 plus 8, that's 1 year. So, sort of. My thing, and you and I've had a lot of discussions, and Alex does do good. There are things that he needs to learn for being a chief, which shows me he's focusing, because like there is no FTO program here. And you know, with the town this size, you still need to have an FTO program. But he's obviously already aware. It's, yeah. You can't hire a police chief in less than 4 months. It takes time to thoroughly go through their background and see what's here. I fully support Alex being interim chief of police. And I would fully support Brandon being interim sergeant. I'm saying that because I wouldn't want to make Brandon a permanent sergeant, not knowing what's going to happen at the end of the year. I would want to make Alex permanent chief of police until we actually wrap our collective beings around it.
Because if we lock him in, this is my thought earlier, is if we lock Brandon in, and we hire a chief, it doesn't leave that spot open for Alec to move into, which would be a deserved position, in my opinion.
I would support them being interim. The only thing that was different that you said that I feel in the hierarchy is later have a chief, a sergeant, and maybe one patrol officer.
Yeah, I don't think we need 2 patrol
I
officers.
don't think that there's need, but having the third one, I feel would give us a little sense of security. For one, if anybody goes down, they're sick, they're out for a while, that gives us 2 viable still active. Also with Brandon being in the reserves or the guard, whichever, if he's gone for an extended period of time, that still leaves us 2 viable to maintain. And I just think we should go very slowly on our checks. Not just standard checks.
Right.
I don't see anywhere on your proposal interim. It just says either we're appointing you as chief of police and appointing him as sergeant.
And that was just what I threw together on there. If we are appointing as an interim, that's here nor there. That's depending on your wording, your approvals. But in the concept of money, like, I feel like I've taken on the duties that Pedro was doing and then some. And
You do?
Let's just not say he who must not be named.
on a no salary note, I feel 75 is where I need to be for that.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, I think 75 is too much. Because that's what we were doing for him, for chief. And I mean, I understand he wasn't doing anything, and that's our bad. All of us for not making sure that he did. But if we have to babysit him, then again, we should have gotten rid of him sooner.
Yeah.
So, because I don't know how to be a cop, whether it be a street cop, a sergeant, or a chief. So I didn't know what he was doing and what he wasn't doing.
Right.
No, we just got what he told us, and he just lied to us every time he opened his mouth. So,
I hate to interrupt her, but I just wanted to, the mayor had asked or kind of made a point. We're on discussion topic 2 and it's just discussion. But I did set up the item 4 for like kind of maximum flexibility. So kind of you have the playground to make whatever motion for whatever structure or any, like you're not tied into what was proposed, so to speak. You can do whatever you'd like.
Does
This was
anybody,
just something that I put together.
right,
It's what I felt was where things were at, what things were. As far as that 4 and 1, so police officers, 1 admin, that's like the ceiling. You know, if we can get there in 5 years, that's down the road. I'm not saying that's something we need now. What we have right now between me and Brandon, that's okay. We haven't figured
Right,
it out.
but like Jacqueline said, if one of you gets sick. Or
And
Brandon,
we have had this discussion and it's recovered.
hey,
It will be tough, but recovered. We've already had to do it once.
I still think adding up just gives us a sense of.
yeah, I mean, I think a third officer would be good. But, you know, the whole deal with that is, can we find a third officer?
Yeah, I mean, you're
That's what
looking
we
at,
struggle.
you know,
Yes.
and you've got the discussion of whether or not, you know, we bring in another chief. You know.
I don't
The
think-
probability
I
of
don't
us
think that we need to
finding
bring in
someone.
another chief.
No,
Not
I
to
don't
say-
either.
But I mean, I think Alec is gonna step up. I think he's gonna do good.
I agree.
I think. Just kind of like, I hate to mix up industry. When you homegrown, your officers, you know who you're dealing with.
Exactly.
Right,
Both Alex was brand new, this is his first police job.
No, he's been,
I hate to be interruption, but we just keep in mind that our work session is to start at 6:30 promptly because we do have our auditor who's to report our audit,
Okay.
so we gotta kind of try to wrap this up.
I just think that the,
And
yeah.
I can say that. Being
Well-
out there, there's a lot of corruption.
Well, my last comment that I want to make on that is, in the last how many years have we been able to find a chief of police that we can actually trust? I mean, the list just goes back farther and farther and farther. And like you said, homegrown.
Yeah.
We know these people. Alec has been on the board. You know, I mean, I think we have something solid here that,
I agree,
you
but
know, we need
4
to
months.
continue to build on.
4-month plan. Throw it up.
I'll just have a blunt question for you. So are these numbers gonna be the deal breakers for you guys with us?
I know the thing for Brandon was what he was wanting. I can't really speak for Brandon. I know he has stepped up and put a lot of energy into helping me audit the department, figuring out what we're missing, where we need to get things from. He's been grant hunting, buying things, getting things for free from companies that have helped a lot.
So let's just,
But as far as like 75, I'm doing everything he was doing for what he was being paid, and he was at 76 something. So I mean, I really feel like I need to be up there then. I'm doing the job, I'm doing the tasks.
my other question, I guess for the board is, once we step into this to discuss the wages and stuff, are we gonna include that he be responsible for the utilities at the apartment then? If we're considering upping his pay?
well,
I
I
think we
think they need, responsible for the utilities, but then again, I think he needs to be paying rent. You know, I mean, I do understand that he's away from his family and he's down here, but again, that's really not our fault. He chose to take this job. So, I mean, we were supposed to be charging 700 for the apartment. That is nothing for rent. So even if we cut that in half and make him pay 350 and the utilities, I still think he's doing good. I mean, I wish somebody would step up and pay my utilities and my mortgage.
Does he
But
have,
is this something that can come out of our budget as a department, because the department is utilizing the town property?
So,
And I thought that we already established that was.
No,
a
it was
fringe
never.
Benefit.
I don't
well,
think,
if it's gonna be a fringe benefit for him, then what are we gonna pay Alex part of his mortgage? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You know, we did this all with Pedro and he just turned into,
But at the same time, this police department has to get completely changed.
so, right,
Just, and not trying to get off track, we have not had policies for our departments since December.
yeah.
right.
Can we come back to this, Dan, so we can exit this and then come back to this special meeting?
Today or just in the future?
No, like today.
Yeah, you could, sort of pause or postpone
it.
or adjourn the meeting with an intent to resume following the work
Can I
session.
make a motion to pause and to adjourn after the work session?
I'll make a motion to pause this meeting and adjourn it to reapproach at the end of this meeting.
A second.
Roll call.
Naomi,
Yes.
Jackie,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Angie.
Yes.
Okay, so where were we? The discussion, were we on number 2?
I think you were pretty much.
So on, down to number 4?
Or number two.
Wait, can we jump back to one really quick?
Okay,
Like, we talked to, he brings up a good point about these lots over here, large facing. Is that something that we could consider selling to move that money over to purchase this?
I don't see why not. I mean,
I mean, why not? We wouldn't incur any new debt. We would still have this other section here that would still be ours. But sell that, put it into the O'Neill property. Which would completely take away if we can actually sell them.
But I don't know if we have-
Could.
I know we could, but is it in enough time? I mean, how?
Cause you said there's 4 lots at 120 apiece.
Well, because they're undeveloped, and I think
They've got
they
water.
have water and everything, on them, right? Well, it doesn't have a house.
Well,
Everything
right.
but-
No, but it's got water, sewer.
Water taps and things like that, I mean, the water taps now at 60,000, 69. So, yeah, you're looking at 85 to 100,000 easily a lot.
And what size are the lots?
And
That's,
Well, that's beside the fact.
that's besides the point too.
75,000 square feet, something, no,
Yeah, but
750,000
there's-
square feet.
With there being 4 of them, you're almost there.
Most of the
Almost,
lots out
but not
here
quite
are,
there.
what, 75 by 100.
I mean, it would be a big chunk, but
150,000 square
still probably not enough.
So almost a half acre.
Close to.
Or are we gonna pull the rest of it?
Do what?
Sorry,
Right. I mean, we're not. Not that I know of anyways, I don't recall us-
Buying pretty quick.
I missed a little of the discussion, but the potential sale lots, are they currently or like actively used for public purpose? Like,
No.
do
They
you,
belong to town, they're not being occupied.
okay, and does anyone recall or know how and when the town acquired them or what a vision was for them at some point?
It was for houses, it was 100 years ago.
Okay. It's just I'd want a little bit more details, but guess what? There's more strings attached if it's like a park that you're trying to get rid of. But if it is a non-used and non-purposeful lot, then it's easier to sell for sure.
And they've got sewer, each lot has sewer and water hookup.
That's okay. Just as long as it's not like you've got a government building on it or you're kind of using it
No,
for
there's
No
park.
building.
it's vacant.
Okay.
Couldn't Clayton buy?
They could always ask
That'd
them,
be,
but I don't think they would give that much.
By the way, they got too many going on top of the.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I would get a hold of a realtor and have them come out and look at it.
You've had individuals inquire about them a lot this year. People who are interested.
Right.
Um,
I mean, we could even put a for sale sign over there and some of the information, like 4 lots or whatever. Or get a realtor to come out and do it.
mhm.
So it might be better to have a realtor than they can throw it out all over the county.
and
Yeah.
make it a special, keep out for. Whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it almost take care of the, cause even if he offered it up outside, he's not gonna sell that overnight.
No, he's
And
not, but you're gonna get people that want it.
Right, but we're gonna, if we do this, we might be able to beat them out, that's what I'm saying.
So true.
It'd be faster with what Angie to sell those and.
I don't know, if you find a motivated realtor,
Well, if you know of one,
I do. You got Leanne, you got Mandy, you got.
so are we on number 4?
No, I think it's all number 2.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't go very far, sorry.
Yeah.
so discussion, so, okay, so we're still with the wage adjustments. Who needs to add to that?
I was just throwing numbers together while I was sitting over here. You know, with Paige over here, we were at 195,000 a year for conference. Right here, right now, so we were at. I know I'm asking for 75 and Brayden at 67. You know, that's 142.5 a year,
What is it?
142.5 a year. And the only reason I was asking 75, that's where he was at. And if you look at the rest of the county, no chief is under 100,000. Even Wiggins is over 100,000.
I don't think so.
Parks at 107,000.
Is that what did he tell you that?
Cause he got all of his stuff pumped up. From the month ago, last week, they got everything out. And, I know it seems high, but my end goal for chief is 80 to 90. You know, that's with some years.
Well, if we go with 75 for an intern chief and then 80 for a chief, that just somewhere along the line, it just doesn't quite.
And I mean, Brandon and I were just workshopping numbers. We're looking 80 to 90 for the chief, 70 to 80 for the sergeant, 60 to 70
Right.
for.
And as far as, I mean, what Parks makes, I mean, they're spread out all over there. I mean, I cannot believe how much Wiggins has grown. That new area out there is just crazy stupid.
What's
So-
the population roughly of Williams compared to our
That I
900?
don't know.
We're like 900 something.
We're 900 something. Wiggins, I'm sure is close to 3 or 4.
I don't know. I mean, they've grown so much that I haven't kept track of that.
And you said
14 to 1,500 is their latest census. We were census at 9, their census since 1,500.
Yeah.
But he's still only at 3 officers over there too.
Well, and I think that there was more to them.
Well, there was other problems there too.
Yeah, yeah. So. I'm saying, though, I think they had to maybe bump him up a little bit because he was planning on walking.
But I mean, and then like a future projection of that low end chief at 80, low end sergeant at 70, a third patrol at 60, you're in 210,000, which is still under that 261,000 is been budgeted for our. But I think it's a budget, that's supposed to be at the top of your budget. But that's 3 officers.
and the admin.
Well, the admin is that 10, so it'd be,
Yeah,
that's 10K a year, so that's 1 day a week for 8 hours.
And there is enough to have an admin person for you guys?
Well, my thought process behind the admin was getting the court stuff out of their office. So your 2 office girls weren't doing the police court stuff. That was the thought behind the admin. But
The only problem with that is if you get someone that's, doesn't stick with it, then you've got it back over here again,
I know.
Or.
and you've got to
somebody-
rehire someone else.
And that's kind of where we have been. Because
I think that if we're
But-
considering upping pay, then I don't think we have room for an admin. At this moment,
Right.
not to say in the future, but
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
gonna happen 5 years down the road.
Right.
We might be the most amazing police department out there. You know, I've had a conversation with Brandon, and we want to do things here that Fort Morgan is gonna ask us to come up with. There's a lot of things that Morgan County has to go to Sterling for, that it just doesn't exist like that. And then, you know, again, that's like my dream with, is the officer that you have in here doing full duty. But as of right now, me and Brandon, we got it. If me and Brandon have it, that's 142,000, 142.5.
For the remainder of the year.
Well,
And-
if that would have been a full year
Yeah, you're not
versus the
the same thing.
195, which would have been a full year. So,
Did you not get one?
No, you're fine.
I can pass you this one, she's not here.
No, I have that.
Um. So what are you at right now?
I'm at 61.
$60,474.96.
I say for the interim. 70. And then 65. It's only 4 months, so, you know, we're looking at the big picture. You know, it would be an increase to support them. And that. And then later, they do become dependent, it does give them that larger jump, taking them to the 87. But it gives them an increase for now. Without killing our budget. Next one.
I'm concerned about putting you guys at a position where you're topped out.
Right, that's
When,
too fast.
you know, like you said, you have other things you wanna do and, you know, I just don't want you guys to get topped out too quickly. But I still want you to get paid for what you're worth, which is more than what you're making now.
And with your current salary, that's a $10,000 rate right there. And for Brandon, it's a 7. And it doesn't take him to the top of it right now. You know, not, that would be good for the income. In my, and let him prove himself. And homegrown them.
Brandon and I never got to see anything regarding what you guys know the department to do. He never showed us this. So we've kind of just been on.
I think we've been pretty simple with what our expectations are for our police department, that we've reiterated time after time
Yeah.
after time,
But
which
it's never
is,
been passed
but it's,
down from him to them.
It never got passed, whatever was said to him was never passed to us. There's a lot of things that we were just not. How to do, show how to do, or allow how to do.
We want the speeders taken care of, we want the ordinances taken care of. I want all the weeds and scrap out of this town. I mean, I don't think it's that.
And set a company policy, the company policy. The departmental policies for department this fall. It's no statute, it's what we want with the ordinance and things like that, not to diminish what you're doing. Just like I commended you on thinking about an FTO program, what that looks like, and the policies. But a lot of that can be taken straight out of your academy manual, some of that information in some sense. I don't want to sound like I'm, because I've been Team Alex since, we've met. I think that gives them an increase in incentive to work even harder to step up to what we hope they become.
I don't know, that's totally an issue, but you guys put me through, I live here, I'm not moving anywhere. I live in my house, and I don't want to live in it. I'm now committed to establishing.
I think that's where I get nervous because I feel like, as a board, we've tried to increase, and every time we increase, the increase satisfies for
A little bit.
a little bit of time, and then before we know it, they're gone. You know what I mean? That's
I don't know how many previous have purchased gold steel.
true, true.
John Mary here.
But I also know
Gold
that
here.
because you're a good cop, people see the good that you're doing, that they persuade you to,
But
who doesn't want more money, right? And I'm not saying that, but that's where we're saying too, that we don't want to like put you right up here and then not be able to give you increases in your wages, over time for your performance or, whatnot, when it comes around to cost of living and evaluations again. Because we set the bar so high and it's just like, oh, now we're like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's fair to say that 70 now, but come January, we have this discussion again and see where things are.
I
I
like
think
65
that
and
that's-
70.
I think that's fair.
That gives us time to actually really do that. We are changing things here, we are trying to push and make differences.
And you're committed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm.
And
we're-
we can't do comparisons with Wiggins, who has a lot larger tax space. There's so many more businesses there. Log Lane, as far as the tax base for the modular homes, it isn't quite as extensive as it is for. So there's a lot you have to know, just like you're trying to educate us what we're going into. We have to in turn educate you back that way. And Naomi, I agree with what you said, but the one difference with Alex, not even Brandon, is that he is local.
Right.
And also the fact, we can't say that again about Brandon, but we can keep that in mind moving forward when we get our next patrol person to try to get somebody who's leased in Morgan County.
So because of the situation that it is, Brandon is looking out here, he is trying to figure out a way here. He is just concerned that if he moves within a certain distance from his daughter, he loses his rights to her. Because that's what the court says they have determined at this moment in time.
And how can the courts decide that?
Because of the courts, they can do what they want.
They do whatever they
My
want.
sister
He has to
couldn't
stay
live
within a
those
certain
one
mileage, and
dinner.
that's why he lives where he lives.
Yeah.
That's how he has his,
His order.
yeah.
But how is he?
Well, we are not getting into any
Right.
details of
Okay.
that, so we're getting off
Brandon is-
topic.
Brandon is also committed to stay. He likes it here, he wants to remain here. He wants to be a part of this change in the department.
Okay, and he can say that now until the court tells him otherwise. So it's a different type of commitment over what, like you have, your house here, your wife's here, your dogs, you know?
So. There's not a thing to, this is just for discussion.
Yeah, we more so left it as whatever you guys.
We did
decide,
vote
and we
about
could draft something-
negotiations.
yeah, we could draft something afterwards.
Okay.
Approve it like next week.
So do you have anything else to add, or can we move on to
Please.
the next one?
Yeah, if you want,
Are we
whatever
good?
you guys want to.
I would probably try
To,
finalize
to-
the number or something. so
I
can
thought we
draft
did.
the resolution.
Didn't we say 70 and 65?
yeah,
What's that, Dan?
Till January?
He's moving his mouth.
until January.
I can't hear him. I was like, he's moving his mouth.
I was muted. It doesn't necessarily matter if you stick in order, but I did put number 4 as like when you would finalize any decisions. I thought there's a chance what you talk about in 3 could interrelate or just relate financially. But if you're ready to sort of make a motion, you could kind of jump to 4 and specify the conclusions or ideas of conclusions that you've reached after your discussion.
So jump down to number 4.
Yeah.
Or do you guys want to go ahead and discuss number 3 quickly?
I think
Let's
we should put
just
three
go
in with
do
it.
number 3. Discuss regarding clerk wage and staffing proposal. So that was. I see it here for
So Sophie's
Sophie.
just wanting more hours now and
So-
more money.
And more
Of
money.
course.
Everybody wants more money. So with Sophie's.
Me too.
With Sophie's, I would suggest that,
What is she making now?
she's making 2050. And if we were to consider her, I disagree with increasing her to the $25 increase, but she's also looking for, health insurance. So, if she were to work 32 hours, isn't it 32 that is full-time, would make her full-time? So she'd work a minimal of 32 hours. And then she would like the insurance, and I don't know, I would suggest the 22
To $22.
to $22.
How long has she been working for us?
Here and-
Does she do stuff besides just make signs and stuff like
So
that? I
she's
mean,
been
is she
showing
actually-
her.
Wants the deputy spot, that's what she wants.
Oh, okay, but does she do the deputy spot?
She's gonna take a crack at it. She's gonna start taking a crack at it. She's doing court tomorrow. She wants to do it, so.
And if she went to Debbie, she would go full-time
Yeah, so
32
she-
32
hours.
hours.
32 hours.
at 32 hours. Do it on contingent like we're with the fellas. Lapita can let us know she's gonna step up to the plate. For now, give her the 32 hours. Maybe $22 interim till the end of the year. And that's fair to her, because we'll know whether she can manage the deputy clerk.
I think it would be, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Gives her the medical benefits that she needs for her children.
I think it would be a good idea to maybe give her an evaluation. Tell her, here's where you're at.
Mhm.
We're gonna give you the 22. But before the end of the year, if you want more, this is where you need to be.
Mhm. I think that's fair enough.
And why mess up the dynamics, because the dynamics of Lapita and Becky is working in there, they work well together,
Mhm.
drama free. Sorry.
And that would alleviate having a third body, because if she goes full-time, we could go back to how we used to be with just 2. That's it.
Well, even right now, I mean, there's no, it's been working fine.
There was
was-
never really a need for a third.
Then why the hell did we hire a third? Okay.
So
you know,
22.
learning lesson.
Yeah.
That was
so
before me.
22.
Oh, shut
as
up.
Did you write that down? 22 as an interim.
22 and 30, 22 an hour, 32,
Mhm.
2 hours a week.
We don't really need an interim deputy clerk.
I was gonna say, do you have to have a deputy clerk?
Have a deputy, so you could just make her with a deputy
Okay,
without the interim.
okay,
If you don't need it.
okay, then that's fine. Okay, so now that was
Just make-
fast.
So we're making her just the deputy clerk.
Yeah.
And
Line item 4, discussion and possible action regarding the police department leadership, staffing and operational direction. Proposal. A, consideration of resolution 2026. Where is that? We don't have it? Okay, so I just say blank.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the resolution itself was basically even just had the A, B, C, and D and a bunch of blanks and placeholders depending on we wanted to do A and C but not B, or we want to do this amount. So really, you just need to make a motion of what you have decided or wanting to do with any of the offers or proposal.
So just make a motion for the amounts.
a motion to
A motion for the amounts that were agreed upon
for
for the interim positions and then for the deputy, or,
You're good on the clerk one. I don't think that has to come.
okay, the third one doesn't have to, just
Um,
for the police.
I'll make a motion for the interim chief of police at $70,000 per year and the interim sergeant at $65,000 per year.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Naomi,
Yes.
Jackie,
yes.
David,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Okay, and if I can, anything else, Dan?
Nope.
Nope,
that's it.
okay, if I can get a motion,
I do.
oh,
Of course you do.
Policy. We don't have a current policy. One we did have lapsed in December for either cancellation or non-payment. And it all read deputy marshals. As
I
of
thought
right-
we've done that so many.
Okay, but we have already changed that over. We did the whole.
No, that's your
resolution thing.
ordinances, not policies. We currently do not have a policy that says if I do a traffic stop, how do I do it? Legally, we are not
In
in
compliance.
compliance.
And you
We'll
would
get
have
it
been in
done.
compliance
So-
having it say Marshall's IDA. That,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying on Marshall's. We already did the
That
whole
was
deal to change the full, no, on both of them. If you look back on both of them, it was to change to police.
In our meeting or
Look how
whatever.
far back that was, because our policies for long running were removed in December of last year.
No, when it was still when Liz was here.
how, when you
Yeah.
say removed
Yeah,
What do you-
when
what do you-
Liz was still
From the
here.
website?
from the,
No, like, so we had policy with Lexipol.
Mhm.
We have to pay a certain amount annually
Right.
per officer to have that policy. We either didn't pay for it, was canceled by our
That's-
department.
That's probably
Okay.
where we need to start, is to check and see.
But all of that was
Whether or not it got
changed
paid.
when Liz was still here. Is what we were saying.
That it never actually
Really?
got changed, and the policy still read.
So how do we go about doing that then?
I reached out to Lexipol and had a proposal put forward, although throw in there.
Yeah.
The
I saw it
Lexipol
here.
policy is black one.
This is wrong.
I don't know if I saw that one.
I don't.
It's on the very, very back. Under the special meeting. packet.
Under the
Okay.
special meeting.
There's this, but with it is the Lexipol actual.
Okay,
I
might have that,
don't have an all black one.
maybe.
I don't have one.
I don't have one.
It's not all.
Oh, this one?
This one,
Yeah.
Department Policy Manual.
Oh, so you can read it, but and then you can get to
Anyway,
it.
so I printed off the actual proposal from Lexipol, but I did a quick one on the front. For 2 officers, it's 2448 annually. But to be reinstated on their policies, is $9,000.
Why do we
Whoa.
need to have them do it?
I do not know any other place that does policies. Lexipol system is, they stay up to date, they update our policies for us. If any new legislation comes out, they have their own legislators on staff that do all of that. And all of our training that we have to do yearly online is through.
So at this cost,
So the $9,000 is the one time. Get your policies up and running, and that's the cheapest option they have. That's teaching me how to do policies, and I have to do them.
okay, but then it's,
And then after that, it's how much?
2,500 a year because we have 2 officers. And if we
But
have
when you
one
go-
officer, it increases that. We were paying 4,000 something annually on the last one.
and what's this training that you're paying for?
Well, Lexipol works with what's called Police One. And
Yeah.
that part of our benchmark training for posts. You have to have 12 hours of skills for firearms, for driving, for arrest control. And then we have to have another 12 hours of online curriculum. Whether that's.
But so
training-
it's only, it's
I don't know.
covering only the online thing.
Yes, this only covers that online training.
Now, where are you gonna get the other training that you,
Currently, we have a contract with Fort Morgan, we'll be training with Fort Morgan for our skills courses.
okay, does that cost? Just
At the moment, it's not costing us anything because Sharp has been very nice to us, but because of their 15% cut in budget. He has mentioned that we're gonna have to look at next year and be paying for me and Brandon to train.
Okay, and then if we get a third, that'll, okay. We just, we need to know these things ahead.
So you need us to add that into, that amount, the 9,000.
Yeah, so the total amount of $12.51.
Oh,
$12,000.51 is the reinstatement of our policies
well,
and going through our policies and making them.
Only till the end of the year, though. Only till December, right?
No, the 12,051
Just through next
is
year,
through next year.
Through the end of 2027.
27.
Six,
27.
27.
We do need to make sure that they get a copy of our.
26. Oh my God.
So 612 to finish this year
Year.
for 2 officers,
Mhm.
the 9,000.
To get started
And then the 2,500 is next year.
next year.
And that 9,000, they said they can divide between 2 years. They can prorate that for 2 years.
Oh, they can do it over two instead of all up front.
45 and
And
50.
45.
That
Oh,
should
that
have
would
been
be much
changed at the
better.
same
We can
time.
budget
We'd
it
have
over
to
two
do that
Ordinance.
every,
It should have been.
The 2,500 for 2 officers
every year.
every year, but the nine,
Nine. It'll be covered.
Right,
Okay.
but he's saying that it didn't even get changed.
but that 9,000 also, he
So
just
apparently
said.
how are we gonna
it
get
can
that
be
changed?
Prorated in 2 years.
Do I?
Yeah, how do we get it changed?
2
When we-
years.
Okay. That
So
would
we
be
pay
good.
it and tell them to change
We
it?
just need to remember that when we do
Or who-
budget, if
who do we-
that's the route we
Yes,
go.
It
yes.
should be through that.
Yeah, get us.
Alec or Dan, sorry, I have to interrupt. So in order to get that verbiage changed, Dan, do we need to just provide them our, something with our ordinance that we did get that verbiage changed from, marshals to police department, or do you by
For me-
chance know, or do you know?
Was it with Unicode or was it Mexico?
It was probably the Municode.
Right,
Yeah.
you're gonna need that to give to Lexipol to show that it was changed. It's just like what I need to go to the bank.
Right.
I need to show them
Unicode
something.
we have changed. That one's good then.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I would mention it may not show that way on the website. I think Municode does their like revisions annually. But
this should have been changed like 3 years ago.
we did it we at least did an ordinance recently to like swap out the language. So you could provide that ordinance to Lexipol to prove that it happened, but you know, whether it's a month from now or 6 months from now, you will also see those changes made in Muni code.
From Mexico.
Yeah.
The problem is
Yeah.
whether it was changed or not on Lexipol, we don't have policies. We don't have the calendar.
I know, but the thing of it is you just said that what if we're gonna pay this, we have to get that corrected as well.
That's part of the correct.
Right,
That- Oh,
This-
that will include it then.
This $9,000
Uh-huh,
is them
correcting.
correcting.
Okay.
but you have to
Proof.
show something to them
Nope,
to
nope.
show
No?
that it was corrected, yeah,
We are
there you
basically
go.
starting from
Scratch.
zero.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
okay
you
then.
still, but
And-
you still have to show that because it was
It'll
marshaled,
pay
where
out.
it's changed over.
No, it's starting over,
So,
this is the start, because they can't reinstate that.
Hey, double.
Also,
yeah,
Alex, with getting the electrical, that lets you pay out the 4,000 and change over the next 2 years.
Yes.
But if Fort Morgan is talking about charging for the training for next year, we need to know about it now because we start all.
He did let me know about a month
Yeah,
ago.
okay,
Yeah.
but he know that you know that it's coming, but try to finagle him to tell you
And I
what.
can give a start, because they have not done their
Reading.
budget for next year yet, they
Okay.
do that in September.
Okay,
So I am talking with Sharp, making sure that we are on the radar for sure.
good,
We
And
don't
if-
have the resources to just get us.
yeah, right. And they'll understand.
Anything else?
I just wanted to mention maybe more for Alec than anyone, but I'd have to go back and see the original ordinance or how you initially adopted Lexipol, and it sounds like you had a current subscription through at least last year. I'm only saying that because it means you do have policies. Obviously, the risk and liability and what we need to be really careful about is that some of those policies could be outdated due to, like you said, legislative changes, etc. But I just don't want you to think you're operating in the dark. You have existing policies that we need to get updated, but they are a better starting point than thin air, if that makes sense.
Right. And one of the things I'm gonna say with the policy was, I know we do a lot of work with Oregon, and I had talked to Sharp about their policies and adopting similar policies as Fort Oregon has for their department. So when they do come out and cover us, our liability is matched. Fort Oregon's not gonna come do something that we wouldn't do.
Makes sense. Good thinking.
And then I have one
So-
real quick thing too. Last thing, it's the last on the list. I want to know basically what you guys want.
what, no drugs, what is that other one?
So traffic patrol ordinances, our drugs are bad in town, they're really bad. Or it's community.
Okay, you already got the community thing down, traffic, you kinda got that down, patrol, you got that down, ordinance, that sucks. Drugs,
We want those out.
we want them gone,
So I just need a top three for you guys to.
okay,
for
drugs,
us to-
ordinance,
But like, what do you want us to focus on the weeds? Is that a priority you want us to focus?
I think,
Sure.
priority would be drugs. Second would be ordinances, and 3 would be your patrolling. Because patrolling kind of
Visibility.
goes with the community, because the community wants to see the patrolling. I mean, you guys, I think, have established more or less a good rapport.
More visibility.
But the visibility is something that we've heard over and over from our citizens.
Do you want more patrol visibility?
Yes,
Mhm.
I personally have gotten, a few citizens who have said that they really appreciate the visibility of our officers in the early morning because of the rush, the early rushers, trying to speed out of here.
Well, I've already
So,
gotten.
yeah, so I mean,
School of substance.
yeah,
And that was just in the last 2 days.
but I think the visibility, yeah,
yeah.
is,
That presence speaks volumes.
It does.
Right.
I mean, with the police.
'Cause, I mean, the traffic,
visibility,
they
the,
kinda just
drugs are gonna
goes
go
with the
down,
patrolling, I mean,
or they'll
Yeah.
go hidden.
but I
Brandon
think drugs and
Sat down in front of my
ordinances.
house the other day under the tree. I could not believe the people that hauled
We're good.
down that road and then just, it was like, hit the stop sign. I told him, can you just sit here all day?
But, I lost my train of thought.
No, you can't have him.
It's just,
Him and his.
And that,
Again,
and that was just what I want to
so-
get to is what do you want us to focus on? Because I can make it happen, I just need to know where you want us. Because we've just kind of been.
I think that's, we can all agree that that's what our focus is
Yeah, I
right
think
now.
that that's like the top three right
I have
there.
something that's not on this that I would like to discuss, but it's not on the agenda, so I'm not going to discuss it. But if nobody has anything else, I would like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion
And
to
you can
adjourn the
discuss
meeting
it.
at
This
eight
is
oh
just
one
a
PM.
planning.
I
It's
second.
not an actual agenda.
Roll call.
Oh, well, that's,
No.
Jackie,
Yes.
Adrian,
Yes.
Josie,
Yes.
Robin.
Yes.
and
yes.
Baby.